Look, part of inviting everybody in to say, like, let's, talk about the product, let's have Mary and Lee, our CMO, talk about marketing and our social channels, and me sort of just doing here's Netflix, here's what we do. The reason is for really twofold. One, those are our partners, right? And we know if they understand our business or what we're trying to do, they also can help guide their talent and understand what Netflix is. And the reason that I wanted to do it was I think there's still a lot of people in our business who still can sort of understand like linear network or legacy media companies, and then they try to squint and go, oh, but you do it this way, but why can't, and they can only relate to sort of this old-fashioned way of the business, right? That kind of model. And it was really to say, we're a pure play streamer, we're a subscription business, we only make film, TV, and games, this is the business we're in, we care about consumer choice and control, we launch things all at once. Here's our huge audience. It's almost, it's like, let's say, it's 600 million people. Like, and we're not this or that. Because I think people really want to sort of just go, do you make this kind of movie or this kind of show? That's a very narrow way of looking at it. We are programming for 600 million people around the world with lots of different tastes, lots of different cultures, lots of different languages, and it's never been done before. And so it was a little bit of a, can we do Netflix 101 to just understand this is our business. We're just in a different business and our model is different. And so it was more that here's a peek behind the curtain, we're partners with you and we want to make sure that we share this information and kind of set the table of what we're trying to do and our aspiration to make amazing film and TV all around the world and why we do it this way.
Okay, we can talk about the thing you wanted to talk about if you.
I don't want to talk about it, but you all want to talk about it, so I'm going to talk about it.
What Bela's referencing is there's been this belief, or you have started to adjust the way that you pay talent on certain movies. And there is a movement across Hollywood right now, I would say, among the streaming services to reevaluate how they pay talent. Because it used to be you'd buy all the rights up front, and there wouldn't really be back end. Maybe you get a bonus if you get nominated for an award, something fancy like that, but not traditional ownership back end. A lot of people think that you're going there in television, and you don't want to go there. Am I?
Yeah. So okay, we're going to back up for a second. So I'd say I get that the press really wants to write about the story. Right? And everybody wants there to be a story there. I understand that because clearly evidenced by what's been written, including total fabrications about meetings that were about it, which is just not true. And we like our model, and we like our model in film and TV. And on the film side even, which a lot has been written about, we are not changing our model. Our model works great for talent, or it works great for filmmakers, it's worked well for us, we like the model, it's worked for a long time. So we are not changing our compensation model. There have been a few bespoke deals on a couple of movies that some talent was interested in the opportunity of like, we'll take some risk, but we're going to share more upside. And they were interested in that. But just to set the record straight, I can count those. I can't even say handful because I can count them on a hand, but I can actually count them on two fingers. So it's a very tiny thing that has blown up to this story of we're changing our business model. We're not. But in TV, we have not done one of those deals, so that's just not true.
Don't you think that some of that has to do with the fact that Netflix says we're not going to do X, and then they eventually do it, right? There's like something, you weren't going to do advertising, then you do. All these things, you weren't going to do password, you were allowed password sharing, then you don't. And so people assume that this is a sign of, it's another one of those, where you're saying no, but.
So I think what's interesting about that is, you said you wouldn't do advertising, and now you're doing. What I always find fascinating about that is, isn't that amazing that we actually would say something, we learn, the business evolves, the business grows, we understand the business and we change. We don't say rigid we said this publicly, so we're not gonna go back on something. I love, by the way, that, Reed was here during that time, but as a company, we'd say, we thought we weren't gonna do this, and now the business has evolved, we understand more, consumers have changed, there's all of this change, and then we're willing to change. We're willing to pivot and grow and evolve and innovate, instead of saying, this has always been done, and we can never change it, or we've said it publicly, so we won't do it. So what I love, actually, about the company is that we will sort of change, and we will innovate, and we will say those things. And we will sort of just go, okay, maybe we were wrong then, or the business, that was the right decision then, and now this is the right decision now. I think that's like an amazing thing. That's what makes a very dynamic company, to do, let's make local language film and TV all around the world has never been done before. We sort of did it. So I actually love that part, that we will publicly go, okay, we've learned more, the business has changed, so we're gonna change. Maybe that's why I maybe that's the reason everybody wants to write press stories that are not accurate. Maybe. I mean, you tell me. Maybe that's why everybody wants to talk about it. But I'm just saying, just so everybody is clear, there's been one title, really, maybe two. Two is not even official, actually, that we've ever done. And if you look at all the movies that Dan Lin has greenlit, which is quite a bit, it's been happening. So I just think there's just no story there, and I know it's such a bummer for some of your friends and colleagues because they want to write about it.